What's up, guys? We're back on tonight with another client. Eimear McMenamin has been with me. We were just discussing this before we come on here. With Focus Coaching, I think we're going on over 3 years now, aren't we?
Must be.
I'm trying to go back and make posts before we come on. So, guys, I'm going to introduce Eimear. Eimear, tell us about yourself, what you do, how long you've been here, and what's your biggest one from you started?
What do you mean? Oh, what do I do? I'm a carer, and I have been here. No, what did you ask me?
So you're here, where? Limavady,
Up in
Korean, Derry, and you've been here, what, 3+ years?
Must be. And what is I don't know what my biggest one is.
What's your biggest one from you started? What's your biggest achievement?
I'm probably a lot stronger now since I started. I would say that. Maybe, I don't know what my biggest achievement is since I'm here. I really don't. What is? I'm trying to think.
What do you feel your biggest achievement is? Well, put like this here. What made you contact us to get started?
I needed
Take yourself back.
I needed a meal plan, that's what it was, and then I needed like somebody to tell me more eating wise than anything else. But then I thought in my head that I was like fully grand exercise wise, but then probably my form and like technique and stuff wasn't good. So
But before you even get into that, because you're talking from experience here, what was your biggest pain? What could you not get right with yourself? What made you lift the phone and like text through your Facebook Messenger and come into our inbox?
I probably needed I needed to get my eating sorted, that's what it was. And then I sort of
You thought you needed a meal plan?
Aye, that's basically all that I thought I needed, and
the
then
meal
I
plan
actually
would have
turns out I
solved the
needed loads more. So that's I'm still here. So it's
So you thought you needed a meal plan for what?
Yeah.
4 weeks?
Yeah.
And then that would you sort
I
of...
remember actually. Do you remember I had that conversation and I was like, 6 months, that's all. Just 6 months, that's all it'll take.
Yeah.
I'm still fucking here. But like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, that's all that I was like, aye, that's grand because I live in Limavady. So I was like, no, that's fine. But no, I've kind of stuck here. I haven't really left. I'm just sort of like, that's just, I don't know. That's what I needed initially.
Yeah, so that's what you wanted. Before you came, you were like, right, if I go and get a meal plan off Focus Gym, that's me sorted.
Yeah.
I have my results, that's it.
Yes.
So
yes, because at the start I thought that it was like you could do loads and loads of cardio and that would just get you sorted and that's all you done, and you could just, but then it wasn't like that. It just, the food comes too, even though my food would have been healthy and stuff like that, but you need to eat the right stuff to be able to like tone yourself rather than that, because you could run all day long and you'd be like, you don't look that great after that, like
yeah,
you're a bit of like a,
you needed to get the full experience of everything.
yes, you needed like the full, because like you look at people on, I'm going to say something really stupid now, but you look at people on like Instagram and stuff and you're like, well, how are they able to go out all weekends and like then and they still look well? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas like you need to have the full package of it, so I just didn't really have the knowledge of that, but now
So what is the full package to you?
you need, you see, this is where, if you'd asked me that like maybe like a year and a half ago, I was like, no, you need to do like a good hard 6 months, or you need to do a good hard 8 months and not leave the house and just literally eat fucking lettuce and chicken, and that's what you do, and you go to the gym twice a day and you all that. No, you don't, because you still need to have a life and be able to actually like go out of the house, because what's the point then? You're sitting there looking like fucking Pamela Anderson in your house, but like nobody sees you. You're not doing it, and everybody in here sees you. Big whoop, like, do you know what I mean? Whereas like you need to go out and like actually have conversations with people and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Though it's not like,
yeah,
it's like you need a balance, but it's just about finding the balance. So like it's all right with, if you want to do like a hard month and just be like, right, I'm going to get the head down now, because I think that kick starts a lot of things.
Yeah.
Whereas you don't make your whole life like that. You just don't, like, so you need to make a balance.
So
I forget the actual original question you asked me there. I'm just saying, just trying to get my knowledge out.
That was a good answer to a whole lot of questions.
Yeah, exactly.
But the question was, what does that look like now? You know, you thought you needed a meal plan and a 6 week, 4 week program, but as you know, like all our clients start for 6 months.
Aye.
But how did that, initially starting like having that conversation with me and saying, look, this is a 6 month program, but 30 days, 60 days, 90 days is your first block.
Yeah.
How did that, initially, like thinking to yourself in your head, I'm committed here for 6 months. you're committed to yourself. And
Yeah.
it's probably the first time you ever had that conversation with a coach.
Yeah.
Committing to yourself for 6 months.
Yeah. No, I was a bit sort of like, it's a bit daunting at the start. Like, you're just a bit like, oh right, okay. And I think that some people overthink it loads, whereas I just kind of turned up, and then you just, if you follow stuff, if you genuinely do follow what you say you do,
Yeah.
then it does work. Like it does. There's no two ways about it. But you just kind of, I forget what you're asking me again. It's just sort of like that's just. So then are you asking like why I stayed on, why I'm still here? Is that what you're trying to ask?
What did it feel like? What did it feel like signing up? Because I'm trying to think.
It was scary though, because to be fair, I know people are going to find this very, very hard to believe, and like they're going to think it's a lie, but like I am really shy whenever I first come up to places. Like I do not speak. I am really stand there. I bet you Tanner, you're sitting there thinking I fucking wish you stayed like that. But it's like I don't speak to anybody. I'm like, right, okay, and then I come across as pure cheeky, and you're like, right. But so whenever I first come up here by myself. Like I did not know anybody. There wasn't anybody I knew from Limavady there or anything, and I was like, right, okay, that's fine. And then I'd never been out these parts before. Like I was just sort of like Dungiven is about as far as I go, but this isn't even Dungiven. It's like literally like you're not. So I was just like, I don't even know anybody. What am I going to do?
You're in
like,
the forest.
I know. I was like, oh right, okay. Like I literally am like a townie through and through. Like I do not do this kind of stuff.
So you're basically saying you haven't been outside the border.
I literally
the
thought
borders of Limavady.
I thought it was like
You're the border there.
Aye,
you
like
over the border.
literally. That's see if I go like further than like the end of the Balaquin Road, like I'm nervous. Like I'm just like, no, I don't want to be around. No. So like I didn't know anybody. Like I still can't believe I did that now that I think on it. Like I really like. But I used to come up on was it a Tuesday and a Friday maybe? I think it was. And I used to just stay mute the whole time and just stand there and do whatever you told me to do. And I remember I like couldn't even move my legs whenever I left. I just didn't even want to say anything. So I was just like left and was like, right, okay.
Because I mean that first. I remember that first 30 days because at the start it was like you get a lot of information at the start.
Yeah.
And then you're like trying to download that and you're like right, you've a few questions and stuff. And you get your check-ins and all that there. But the first 30 days, I remember we done a test.
Yeah.
The squat test.
Yeah.
And it was a big thing for you at that time because it stayed in my mind.
Yeah.
That actual first 30 days, initial results you got, and if you watch this and follow our content, you'll see a lot of 30 days, the girls the first 30 days, because that means a lot to them, because it gets them into the routine.
Yeah.
But just take it back from the 6 months, that 30 days, how did that actually, because you said you're shy, you come up and you just went through the motions. The group isn't as big as it is now.
No.
It was small.
It was really small, and it was like, to be fair, I genuinely do think everybody in here is actually really friendly and like down to earth, and you're not, as I say, sitting like a fucking Instagram model sitting there with a six pack like thinking you're better than everybody else. Like people genuinely aren't like that. Like we're proper normal people that just like just speak away and don't really care. And you know, it's not all perfect. You don't sit and eat broccoli and chicken all the time and just be like, that's grand. Like it's coming up to Christmas, let's be serious here. I'm not sitting in the house going to be eating like that on Christmas Day. Do you know what I mean? Nobody does that.
You might eat broccoli and chicken and something else.
I do like broccoli. I do, to be fair. Like, but you don't eat chicken on Christmas Day. That's like actually
turkey
like,
or whatever.
yeah, it is turkey for definite. But
and cranberry sauce.
Oh, I love cranberry sauce. Don't even get me started because we could be here for literal hours talking about food. I'm so passionate about it. It's actually wrong. It's a bit weird.
You should become a chef.
No, I can't cook. That's the thing.
Oh, like, you're so passionate about just.
I'm passionate about eating it and talking about it and like all. It's just literally that's all I want to do.
But the cooking part.
No, like I properly get excited whenever somebody talks about food. Like it's really weird. But anyway, no, your first 30 days in here. See if I was to do it now as somebody that knows exactly what it's like everybody is really friendly, everybody talks to everybody, we're all in each other's business, we're all just to enjoy the crack with each other, and then like everybody spurs everybody on, to be fair as well. Do you know the way sometimes in gym environments, I think they get a bad name, to be fair, but in a lot of gym environments it's a lot of like competitiveness and a lot of like bitchiness and stuff like that. It does happen in gyms, like, whereas ours it doesn't really. Everybody just enjoys the crack, and everybody's just, and like what I've noticed as well is like, see if somebody isn't here or if somebody's missed whatever, everybody kind of knows everybody's sort of patterns and routines and stuff. So if somebody was getting a tight, people genuinely do care about the other person, and they do, like, and it's like that's the way that I seen it anyway. So your first 30 days now would actually, no, even then, it's just different. Like it is just like, it's not like a place where you just come in and get your, well, you can come in and do your work and go leave again if you wanted to, but like,
you just hang about and do
enjoy
your
the crack.
together.
We do have nights out together, and we do like actually, I think we're actually friends rather than anything else before anything else. Do you know what I mean? And everybody wants to see everybody do well.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like oh, look at her or whatever. It's just like, it's just good.
Yeah, and it's funny, like everything you talked about is all social.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, we are. We're very, very social.
Yeah.
We're just mainly me, to be fair. But like we are. We're really like everybody keeps. So like in order to have those groups and have conversations in those groups and stuff, you need to know what somebody's own life is like to be able to speak to people. Otherwise, it's going to just be like really flat. Like
yeah, so it's real people like yourself.
With real lives, like real like working 5-6
days a week.
Yes, and then just
long shifts. Coming home.
Yes.
Struggling with like meal prep, struggling with all these other things that are most people's front of line concern.
Yes.
And here it's like, how you feeling?
Yes.
What's the crack with Eimear?
Yeah.
How's Anne? How's Sarah? How's Sterling? And it's like everybody's meeting up in their wee groups.
Yes.
The 3-4 sessions a week, and like going to the big boot camps on a Sunday, and like whenever you started, it was all because it was pre-COVID.
Yes.
There was all big boot camps, and then there was the semi-private.
They were, yeah. It's just kind of, I don't know. It has changed, like, but it's still, this people are still the same. Do you know, the same people are still here that are just like, and then there's new ones as well. And you can see now whenever people come in, if they come into my group anyway, I'm chatting to them whether they want to chat to me or not. I don't care whether you're here because I'm here.
Just in case you're thinking of signing up and you're watching Eimear
6
here.
6 p.m.
She's probably going to,
there's going to be inundated with messages 6 p.m. But like, you're all there, and it's, exercise is not everybody's like passion. Fitness is not my passion. It's not like, but it's just you have to do it. It has to be done. Do you know what I mean? So like, you may as well have the crack while you're here. Like you're not. It's only an hour, and you're like right, but it flies through whenever you have the hour. So I just say whatever I want to do.
And it gets you the routine that you're looking for.
Yes.
For how long are you looking for that routine?
I genuinely, all jokes aside, if I was being honest, I was like 6 months and that'll be me. I'll be able to just work on it myself, and even though I probably could work on it myself now, but I just choose not to. I'd just rather come up and annoy you all the time.
Yeah.
Like that's just what I'd rather do. Like I think though everybody finds their own place that they like to go to, and they like the people, and they like that kind of stuff. So that's why you stick at it. That's why
it's
you
a
go.
big part for you is probably the structure side of it.
Yes, I am the most organised person you will ever meet. I liked it. My mum, I probably wouldn't agree with that. I'm just thinking it doesn't matter. But I like everything structured and like everything routine. So if I like how up here, Wednesday's leg day, Monday's upper. You know it roughly what you're wearing. Like, so you know
what your routine is.
Yes, I love all that. You can check an app if you want it. You can do all that. You can it's really like.
You know your check-in apps there to do. It's the fact of right.
Aye, because like say I'm working day shifts during the week, I can't get on a Wednesday and a Friday. I can check that app if I wanted to, and I can come in here at 5 a.m, which I do. There's pictures to prove it. Although some people were like, she could just stay outside and take a picture. I was like, you'd be hard up getting out of your bed to drive the whole way up to here in the middle of nowhere and then take the picture. Like it's just like no, you don't do that. But like, and there's always like people if you're getting it tight. There's always people to chat to. Siobhan O'Connor is worth her weight in gold. She is, to be fair.
Siobhan has been your coach for 2 years.
Yes. Is it 2 years?
Well, I'd say it's a year with Siobhan.
Yes.
But Siobhan's been a coach now about 2 years. A full year with Siobhan. Just passed.
Yep.
So obviously I coached you pre that.
What a lucky boy you were. That is a dream, let me tell you. There's never a dull moment. There really isn't. It's just great. I'm really cooperative and I do everything. And
but it was
really
completely
like
different whenever you started. First 6 months you never spoke to me.
No, like can you imagine I was actually feared of you? Like what the hell? Why? Why would I be?
First 6 months you just...
I was like, okay.
We're doing these.
Yeah, that's fine. And like really enthusiastic and stuff like, yeah,
you never
I'll do that.
You never said no.
No. And like now I'm like, what the fuck? Blah. But I'll do it. Like,
but you did have a transaction. You come in and you were like, you done everything you're told, and then you get comfortable, and then you done nothing you're told, and now you just get on with it.
I do though. I genuinely do. Siobhan will tell you, I never ever say no. I don't. Like, I'm like right.
But there was a time there. Where
I was fucking bad. no harm to nobody. But I would have just been like, no,
we
no
had team
thank you.
meetings
Like, who the
about
fuck did I think I was? Thank you. What the fuck are you doing here then?
We had to bring all the coaches in and have meetings about that.
I'd fight them all. So
but we got it sorted.
I'd like to see you say that to me. Say it to my face.
We got it all sorted. We got Eimear settled down.
I don't know what happened to me then. I was just like, right, well, it's not changing.
You go through stages. You do go through stages in your coaching, and it's more about the client, the coach relationship, and you do build a relationship. And
yes,
it has to be professional on the coach's side too.
Yeah.
Like sometimes how they manage the client through that and still get the results.
Yeah, like I'd be very, very thrown. I know that's shocking, but like I would be very thrown and like be like, no, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. Where Siobhan's good because she just is like, well, sometimes she is literally like, Eimear, just get it done, and I'm like, right, okay. So it's like, you know, then that she, you know, just
no messing.
You're just like, right, okay, that's fine. But then there has to be big, like, I don't know, there has to be like give and take where if somebody's like that, you're not, what are you doing it for then? Like, what are you actually, why are you putting everybody through that? Like, it's just, if you're sitting there like a moody bastard, maybe it's not for you then, go and do.
Take a day off.
Take a fucking month off, do us all a favour, do you know what I mean? Like, you're not doing anything then. If you're like really resistant, then maybe that
are we talking about you here?
I've always
Who
been
are you
a
talking
dream.
about? Is there a third party?
I have always been a dream, but like, no, you do get, but you're not going to be 110% every single time. The same as like, your eating's not going to be 110% all the time. You're not just going to be like, yeah, that's grand. Because I think loads of people, whenever they're on like a mission to lose loads of weight, it's the maintaining then that is like, so they're like, right, that's grand, I will do whatever for 6 months, and then it comes to the end of it and you're like, right, what the hell do I do now? Whereas here you actually can like vent those things.
So you're talking about there whenever you start.
Yes.
You did start with us. I was looking through the pre photographs.
Yes.
And we were looking through some PBs that we've had now. And we're, like, I've hundreds of videos of stories and boot camps and stuff. We were looking through just at the progression, and it's amazing because whenever you started, you were shy on. No reason. This is Eimear here, obviously.
Look at
now
that there.
That's her before.
This here also, like, don't look at the way that I look right now. If anyone goes on my Instagram, that's just, I look like
so this is you here. What?
Oh, not that.
When was this?
That was whenever I was, I'm going to say 18 or 19.
Yeah.
And I was going away to uni, so I definitely got bigger than that.
Yeah.
But that eyeshadow is actually criminal. I cannot believe I ever left the house like that. Look at the rings as well, and the plethora of bracelets. Like, there's no, how did that ever fit on my wrists? It's ridiculous. Anyway, sorry, that is just, and that is not a flattering dress either. Like, my arm is literally like, I don't even know what. It's so, like anyway.
Not the wee angel in the back.
Aye, like even they're judging me. Look, they're looking down like, what the fuck are you doing? And then look, sure, we look well. That's me and Grania.
Yeah.
When we went to Belfast.
And Grania, this is obviously Eimear and Grania. Grania's one of our clients. This is a focused night out.
Yes.
Would I be right?
Yes, that was yeah.
So you can see the social proof. Like you've really took it on board.
Yes, there's like about 4 or 5 girls, and we all go like out. So anybody else can come too if they wanted to, but we're just a bit loud, so I don't know whether they can handle it. But no, we all go. We went to Belfast that time actually.
So how does it feel looking at that pre and then obviously this is you now?
Sometimes I think it's good to do comparison pictures. I don't really do them that often, but they're like, sometimes it is good because then you know how far you've come and you're like, right, because what can happen
not
is
even the looks. How do you even feel about yourself?
100%, because I would have been right. I would always, that just gradually, do you know whenever people are like, oh, something happened to me, and then I put on loads and loads of weight? No, I was always sort of bigger, and then because I was dead on, nobody said anything, because I'd flattened them, people were like, they wouldn't have said fuck all to me anyway, but like, that's, so like, it never was an issue. It never was like, do you know the way some people, God forgive me, but they come with like big sob stories of of why they're, and you're like, well then go and do something about it then if you want to. Whereas mine was just like, I wouldn't say on a whim. What happened to me was I have to get my jaw broke for surgery, and one of the surgeons, still haven't got it yet, one of the surgeons, who was a wanker, I hope he's fucking watching this, he was like, I can't operate on you. He brought 5 different people in with him.
So why are you getting your jaw broke?
Why am I getting it? It's too far forward or something. I don't know. I'm vain as fuck, so that's why. And so that's why I've had braces on for literally about 27 years.
What's the problem?
To bring it back.
What's wrong with where it's at?
there's nothing really wrong with it, but like my bite is a bit. We're not going to get into that. If anybody wants to see my medical records,
But is
DM me.
this for you?
Yes.
Or does this have to be done?
No, it's for me. I
Oh,
don't even
right,
be
okay.
in this way.
Oh, right.
So that
I didn't even know that.
Aye. So then, right, he was like, he brought 5 other people in, one of which was a student who looked nervous anyway to speak to me. And then, I don't know why, because I'm really approachable. And he was like...
really shy, like I said earlier.
Really shy. But so then he says, I couldn't operate on you anyway because you're far too big. That's what he said to me. And I was like, right, okay. And that's the first time that somebody actually, like doctors and stuff would have said it to me, like the time I went in for an ear infection and they asked if I wanted a gastric sleeve. Like, excuse me, that's got fuck all to do with my ear. Excuse me. I said no, and I was like, I'm not doing that. And she was like,
because we did have that conversation too.
Yeah. So then,
what did I say?
What did you say?
Yeah, what did I say?
I don't know what you said. You just
because I had a few people came and asked me about that.
I just says no. I was like, no, I'm not doing it.
But you did ask. You asked me in such a way. Do you think it's a good idea?
Yes, I did actually.
And I know the answer. I told you.
What is it? Tell me.
This is, did you ever?
Memory's not great.
I says, did you ever commit to yourself for 30 days before?
Yes.
And then I says, did you ever commit to yourself for 6 months before? And you says, no. I says, well, if you do, what would happen?
Aye.
Well, I says, it probably wouldn't need it.
Aye.
So why would you put yourself through that?
Exactly. Well, I didn't need it anyway, so I was like, that's fine. And then
everybody has. I'm not saying it's not. It's for some people. 100%.
It's literally for each to their own, and
Yeah.
that is grand, 100%, absolutely fine. It's just not for me at this stage in my life. It's really not. But I wouldn't. Do you know? People go through have different opinions on it. And people,
I would rather if you're like yourself, a client that came to me and said about it. I says, well, just commit to yourself.
Yeah.
Try and.
Yeah, but some people have different reasons for doing it, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. It's
but
just
your
not
reason,
for me.
really, your commitment, really.
But I had never I'd never done it. Like I'd never actually entered a gym at that stage. I'd never done anything. So
Well,
then,
you've been doing boot camp. You've done boot camps and stuff. Obviously wasn't here, but you've been to boot camps and different things before.
I used to. Whenever I very first started, I lived in Dundee, and I was like, that's whenever he said it to me, and I was like, fuck you bastard, I will show you. So it actually is pure thraness. So really, now that I'm thinking on it, I should really thank him, but I never will.
Exactly.
I will never.
She's got a break.
Oh my god! It took me literally. I have a degree in psychology, and it's taken me to this moment, sitting in here to actually realise that, because I just didn't really think about it after that. I was like, fuck off, you dickhead. So then he left.
He done you a favour.
I mean, a year later he came back. No, it wasn't a year. It was like 2 years.
You need to write to him.
The same squad. I'll write to him right now. And the same squad came back again, and they were like, he was like, I didn't actually think you were going to do it, so well done, sort of a thing. And I was like, you're still a wanker. But anyway, so then the rest, like, I don't know why that person was still a student at that stage. Like, it was just like, what the fuck's going on here? And so then that was fine. That's why I started it. So then whenever I went back to uni, because my appointments were over here.
So you were at Dundee in uni? And you went to the doctor for what reason?
An ear infection.
And he told you...
I was mad. He was like, have you ever thought of a gastric band or a gastric sleeve? What were they called that time? They didn't do bands at that time.
He didn't give you a flyer for a boot camp or
anything. Fucking raging. I was like standing there. I was sitting there like, is he fucking serious?
So what was your... After that, what happened after that meeting?
After the doctor meeting, I just completely ignored it and probably went and got full, more than likely, and probably ate like a bag of crisps on the way home. It's like, fuck him, he doesn't know. He's just jealous. You know what I mean? That's probably what I was thinking.
That's probably
but
exactly
like,
what you
whenever the surgeon says to me, I couldn't operate on you anyway, that's whenever I was like, oh shit. I was like, that's not, because I think the first one came across as for cosmetic reasons, whereas the second one was like, no, literally I couldn't operate on you. It was still a harsh way to say it, but like still. So then I came back and I was like, no, I genuinely do have to do something. But I was more like, I'll do it because just to shut him up, sort of a thing.
So were you broke down at that stage, or did it take it to that?
I literally never used to exercise. Never. I was like, do you know those students that like had notes from PE? Like that's what I was. I was like, no, I'm not doing it.
What do you mean notes?
Like sick notes.
Oh, sick
I'd be like,
notes?
oh no, I'm sick.
I thought you were taking notes of what they were doing. I thought you were doing
notes.
5 press ups.
Definitely. You can tell by looking at me, I was not taking notes. I was just like standing there like, fucking don't want to do this. Like, but trampolining, that's what I was good at. Trampolining, folks. That's where, if you're ever looking where to start, buy one. That is. I was like an Olympic trampolinist. Is that what they are? Trampolinists?
So the wee small trampolines?
Yeah, no, like the big ones.
Like
I was not being held on a fucking trampoline, wee small one.
Like in the backyard?
No, like the actual massive
with the handles
ones. No, get the fuck. No, I do somersaults and everything. I'll tell you, that would have been a viewing sensation.
Next podcast.
I swear.
Next podcast is on a trampoline.
Yeah, but that's because I was always a big unit, and even in school and everything, I was big like. So I would have paid good money to see that actually in trampolining. I got an A though, so you know.
An A in what?
Who's winning?
Trampolining.
Only trampolining. It wasn't PE in general. PE was always a solid
She's
C or a D.
graded on a trampoline.
I'll show you my report book. If
And
you
where
really
was this
want
at
to.
Dundee?
Loretto.
And
Korean.
Trampolining. This is a
Big
new
up.
thing for
Big
me.
up, I'll tell you.
We never done no trampolining.
Where'd you go?
Well,
I will say no more. But like, do you know what I mean? Though but I never really tried. So then I remember I used to go in to not that I don't really. No, to be fair, I did care a lot about what people would have said and stuff then. But nobody ever did. Well, to my face anyway. Nobody ever did say anything. So like, I would have been quite like self-conscious and stuff. Which is shocking to hear because now I genuinely don't care. Like I'm just like, you can say whatever the fuck you want about me. It doesn't really bother me. But I would have went to Pure Gym in Dundee at 11 o'clock at night where there was nobody there, and I would have went on the treadmill for literally about 25 minutes. That's all I could have done. And I was like, because I was so like, I would have been really like nervous to even speak about it, or nervous to even like didn't know who to speak to in case they were like, Jesus doll, like where are we even gonna fucking begin? Do you know what I mean? So now I was looking back, see if somebody was to come in here that size, 100% everybody be rooting for them. I know for a fact, like everybody is genuine. It doesn't matter what size you are, what you can do, what you can't do, there's nobody there being like, oh my god, she can't do this, that,
we've a
the
lot
other.
of people that start that have never been.
Exactly, but like it doesn't just happen overnight. You don't just be like, oh, I'm just gonna lift up this 100 kg dumbbell and just dumbbell. You can't even get one. Jesus, deadlift, barbell, like and deadlift it. Yeah. But like you don't just do that overnight. Like it happens. You get like good at it, and then you just carry on doing it. But that's what I used to do whenever I was.
Yeah, 100%. Like that's
what I used to do. Now that I think on it, and then I used to eat because see, whenever you start at that size, you start to eat. Like you can kind of get away with like
your eating was really not good.
Yes, really. Yes,
there was no consistency.
No, I would be like an all or nothing kind of a person. So like I would be like literally, I wouldn't eat bread.
How would a week look in a life of Eimear if you were, in the gym doing them 25 minutes, and then what would happen then?
So then I was like, whenever I very first started, my eating would have been like. No, before I started anything, my eating was absolutely atrocious. Like it was really, I just would have ate anything and everything.
Talk
constantly.
Me through a day.
Jesus.
One day of eating.
I would have drank because I was a student, so I would have drank 3 litres of Frosty Jacks. Is what I used to drink before going out.
I don't even know what Frosty Jacks is.
What is
it?
You can tell. It was like $2.75 for a 3. No, so see if you're calling a smock, you know what Frosty Jacks is. It's like 3 litres of like. It tastes what I would imagine what piss would taste like if I drank that. Like that's what it does. Right. It's $2.75. It was $2.75 for a bottle of it. Yeah. And was it $3.75? I don't know.
It's
like cider. It is cider, but it's like 7.something%. So I used to drink 3 litres. Fiona McLaughlin can tell you I drank 3 litres in many a sitting.
And
that's
so that was the alcohol intake.
So I would have drank that.
What was the food intake?
There would have been like I could have ate like a full cheesecake. I wouldn't eat cheesecake now, but I could have ate it was just there, so I would have ate it. Or what else?
Are we starting the day in the evening?
Oh Jesus!
We're eating
right
cheesecake and Frosty Jacks.
No, we could have ate that in the morning time, whatever sort of anything that we're saying.
So we're starting in the evening there. So
we'll start from the morning time.
Right, okay.
The morning time. Very passionate about hot food. Very, very passionate. So would eat probably a fry from hot food. Well, hot food isn't really a thing in Dundee, but if I was back here, probably a fry and maybe like a wee portion of chicken bites if they're going handy.
Full fry, 2 sausages, 2 bacon, beans, soda bread.
Yes.
Right, okay, that's fair.
Bit of toast maybe on the side too. No, couldn't really start to eat. Still even now, I can't eat 2 bits of bread because the whole loaf will be gone. It will. I just can't. I can eat bread till it's coming out of my ears. But
so we got our fry there and chicken bites. Where are we going now? A cup of tea with?
I don't really like tea. I would have drank BPM.
Yeah, full.
Yeah. There's no 0 drinks and like seriously. If you're eating a full fry and chicken bites for breakfast, you're not gonna skim on the drinks either. So then we could have had a pack of crisps then mid morning just to gather my thoughts with just when I just ate that.
Yeah.
And then probably another drink at BPM. Water was scarce. It wasn't. I didn't drink water really. And then for my lunch, love a sandwich. So could have been that with like. But there would have been about 3 sandwiches, maybe, if I'm being honest here. And then
You would have bought the triple one.
yes,
Like
yeah,
its own
or made my own, which was catastrophic for anybody because again the whole loaf situation would have been a big deal. So it would have been cheese, love cheese.
What, ham and cheese sandwiches?
Yep, or just cheese with anything sort of sandwich. Toasties, love toasties.
Yeah.
So then I would have had that. Chips could have been there as well. Like it was a lot of eating. Like it's dedication to get to that size too. Like so then dinner time depends if I was going out or not. Because then we would have needed to have a good bit then in that stage. Because then you couldn't eat it until about 2 o'clock in the morning. So like you needed to you needed to think
so there was a pre-drink meal.
Yes. So there would have been like chips and something, chips and cheese maybe, or like chips and like anything really. But there would have been chips.
So it's just a student lifestyle.
Yeah, I would have ate like chicken and ham pie, like the full pie, 110%.
Yeah, that doesn't like that. Just sound to me. That's just the way I used to eat too.
Yeah,
because like out in the road just working.
Yeah, it's
so
all about handiness, and do you know what it is? It's an absolute disgrace now that you're actually cheaper to eat shite all day long than what you are to eat like fruit and veg.
Yeah,
it is. It's a fucking joke. Like
I know it's, but obviously that's come back what 6 years.
We're about 7 years.
7 years ago. That sounds pretty much the same as what I was eating back about 10 years ago, 14 years ago. And a lot of people watching this will be in a similar type of lifestyle.
Yeah.
Which it isn't that hard to change, but it is through time. You can't just change it tomorrow.
Yeah.
It took you time to understand.
Do you know what it is? It takes. The best thing that you can learn is how many calories is in stuff, because you would be shocked. You really would be shocked about stuff. Like you get told that something's
What's one
healthy.
thing that you read and you're like, what the?
Do you know a whole box of Pringles? I know you shouldn't eat a whole box of Pringles anyway, but we've all been there. We've all been there. No, the normal 12 box, it's like 700 calories. Like, and I know many people, not even just me, that could eat a whole box of Pringles. Like, you know.
But was that during this process here you learnt that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Did you know anything about calories before you started?
No.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Never tried calories before.
No.
And what this is fun. This is good because, that's interesting because you never really had. You weren't aware.
I never had to.
It's like saying drive up a road to whatever side.
Aye. Like I didn't hang about with people that liked fitness at all. I didn't. It wasn't really like
a thing.
Spoke about. And to be fair, thinking back to, I didn't have a healthy diet at all either. So like that's like. You wouldn't speak to me with that anyway. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't speak to me about that.
Yeah, but all you wanted was a diet plan. You didn't care about the training. You didn't care about the gym. You didn't care about the times. No. You just said send me a diet plan.
I know, that was it. I was just sort of like, right.
I spent weeks trying to talk you out of like it's not the diet plan.
I know it is. Like it's just like it is all about finding your balance though, and it's about like. No, it's just see the more knowledge you have, the easier it gets.
So tell me, obviously, the consistency of obviously going from where you were to where you are now, right? It's took a lot more than eating good, because what a lot of people are thinking here now, just change your food.
No,
if you just change your food, what happens?
You can do it for so long, and then it all comes crashing down. You end up eating more.
And if you do this, what we do, the programming and the program design and the consistency.
It's more, do you know what it is? It's more relatable for people because, as I say, if you see Instagram of gyms or if you see whatever, you probably think, oh, but they all eat really healthy and they all, it's not about that. It's about actually like bringing it into your life instead of making it your life. Do you know what I mean? Like you're not wanting to just completely give over to that because, again, it's not.
And your calories were never that low.
No.
And they still aren't that low.
No,
they're not on the daily.
No, you're not starving yourself. You're definitely not, and you're just. It's just about like. It's not about. I'm trying to think of what to say. It's like.
You're allowed it.
Yes, it's not the end of the world.
But
if
you also know what you
have to do to burn it off, and
you also know. What's the flip side of eating that meal compared to this meal?
Yes.
You can pick and choose and say, you know what, I'll leave that and I'll take this, and that's save 400 calories.
But I think a lot of people that have never went into a gym before, they think that it's like way, like, it's about making yourself know the crack. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you know,
making yourself aware.
It's not about being feared to tell somebody that you sat in your house and ate a full bag of crisps.
Yeah.
It's not about that, because who's benefiting from that? Like, the worst, I think people, see, if you write down what you eat and stuff like that as well, I think a lot of people aren't even aware of what they're eating. They're just eating it because it's their kind of way. Like, and people would have a bottle of wine in the house.
So talk about this here too, and I don't want to mean to cut across you, but I want to really tap onto something. You would eat a lot at times too, and then ate nothing.
Yes.
You went through stages of this year.
Yes.
Like, holy fuck, right, I'm not eating. And I had to talk you through that too. Like,
Yes.
yeah, I understand.
Yes.
You want to do X, Y, Z, but this is the way. So.
Yeah. I always
How
thought
was
it was
that
like
for you?
sometime. I always thought it was like a big race to just kind of go and get to where you wanted to go, and then, but as it says, that's not sustainable. So then you could eat nothing if you wanted to you would look all right. But say if it was for a night out, let me tell you from past experience, you'd be a mess. So there's no point. You're only seeing the fucking. You're not even seeing the restaurant. You're just going straight away. Nobody's fucking seeing you. And then you may put up a good Instagram picture the next day, but you're riddled with the fucking fear, and you don't even want to look at anybody. So it's not worth it. It's really, really. If I could tell anybody, don't. You know those people that's like, I'm not going to eat now, and it's Tuesday because I'm going out on Saturday. I'm not going to eat now. I'm just going to eat like a lettuce leaf a day, and then that's me grand. Don't do it, because you're a fucking hot mess, and everybody's just sort of like, Jesus, doll. That's what they're saying. They're not saying she looks well. They're not going to be like, she's falling over the fucking tiles in the foyer, but she looks well, though. She looks nice. They're not saying that. They're saying you look a mess. So that's.
Because you haven't ate all week.
Don't do that.
So what happens in the next week?
You eat all around you for your fucking riddled with anxiety. You're just like, oh my god, everybody thinks I'm a mess, so I'm just gonna eat on here. Doesn't matter.
You did do that for a period of time.
Oh my god, for about 6 months, I was like, that's what I used to do, and like it's crazy. Like, you just don't get anywhere with that. Yeah. Like, that's not cute.
That's part of the process.
And what a process it's been. So right now, I'm in the stage of like keeping fit and eating well is the main kind of priority in what you want to do, but it's okay to go out with your friends, and it's okay to do all that kind of stuff. Like, it's
okay to eat a bar of chocolate.
Like, it's not the end of the world. Like, it's absolutely fine. And see if you
it's
put
okay
it into your day.
Pizza.
See if you put it into your days and stuff like that. That's fine.
It's okay to go with the girls on a cocktail night.
Yes, do you know what I mean?
Mad.
Like, that's okay. You just go. Whereas I used to think, right, I'll do 3 months hell for leather, and then I'll have one night out, and then I'll do another 3 months, and you're like, who's actually winning there? Like, who really is? Like, that's not a life. Like, and anybody that does that, well, if it's the passion of theirs, that's grand, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, what
I don't think it is.
Like, as I say, you're not going to be lying on your deathbed whenever you're 102 and be like, I never done half the things that I wanted to do, but do you know, I never had that one chocolate bar. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're like, do you know, you're not going to be doing that. You're going to say, do you know what, at least we had the fucking crack, and do you know, it's alright, it's always rectifiable. That's a big word. It's always, do you know, swallowed it.
You can always pull it back.
No, do you know, you can always pull it back. It's not the end of the fucking world. Like, that's what I mean. Whereas, and like, so many people here are like that too, and that's what they are like. They're like, oh Jesus, we had a bad night last night or whatever. And I'm like, and that's grand. Like,
I had 6 pancakes.
There's nobody coming in being like, no, I've only ever ate exactly what it says and exactly what it's meant to for 2 years. You'd be like, well, aren't you a sad bastard? Like, that is genuinely what you would do for definite. Yeah. But like, it's not like, it's just, there's more there. I'm going to say there's more to life to it, but it's like, do you know, if you can bring it into your life, then it's good.
Yeah.
And that's what here does.
You've found through a lot of processes.
It takes a long time.
It's the processes with yourself.
100%.
Experiencing it all.
Yeah. I would say a lot of women, though, in general, probably think the same. That it's like, because they've grew up thinking that that's what you do. You can't sit and eat whatever, and if you do, you can't tell anybody about it, and you're just like, right, well, I'm not being funny, but like, if somebody says, no, but I don't eat till I lot or whatever, and you're like over 20 stone, like, fuck me, Jesus Christ, it doesn't take the brain of Britain to work out. No, well, somebody's lying here, something's not adding up. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just the way that it is. So you may as well just admit it, and then it's half the battle.
Whenever you admitted it, then...
Oh, everybody knew. I didn't make it a secret. I was like, you know, fuck me, Jesus Christ of almighty, anybody could have seen. I was fond of a chippy.
But did you eat the live up to that?
I think it was just like my from routine, so I just didn't.
But you sort of broke a barrier down there from obviously whenever you were what?
Yeah.
When were you your heaviest?
I was, I was 26.8 stone, and then that's medical record, so I probably could have been bigger.
Yeah.
Doesn't look at, no, it does look at look at that, like the red nails. I had some fucking cheek, red nails, and that is just, and the hair. We're not even going to go into the hair. That's just.
Your hair's completely different colour.
But like,
what is your hair colour?
What's my natural hair colour? Ginger.
Is it?
Not really. It's more like a.
Oh, you're in denial.
No.
Is ginger not wrong with?
Not wrong with ginger.
Oh.
There's my natural hair colour there.
Yeah.
So it's like a gingery, browny kind of colour.
Yeah.
It's ginger, definite.
And going from there, there was a lot to learn.
Yeah.
Like you can't go from there to where you are now.
No.
Without putting yourself through some processes.
Yeah.
And a lot of emotional stuff.
Yeah. No, it is. It's like, I don't know, you just kind of...
Did you, like, obviously, I said at the start, like, what took you to, make a phone call, but there was a few breakdowns.
Yeah.
And meltdowns.
Yeah.
I seen a few meltdowns. What's the biggest meltdown that you have...
Do you know what it is?
The biggest memory?
See, whenever now, no, not now, because now I'm grand with it, but see at a stage whenever you're losing loads of weight, you can scrutinise yourself to a point where you never would have done that. See, whenever you were near 27 stone, you would never have sat and done that, but it's only because you actually start to care about yourself, I would say, that, and you're like, right, once to do this, then I'll be grand, once to do this, then I'll be grand. It's all about actually...
setting targets and goals.
Do you know, but like appreciating the way that you look then and there. Do you know what I mean too? And being like, right, that is fucking good now. We're doing well. We're not at the end of it, but we're fine. Because you end up constantly, then you do get to a goal weight and you're like, right, wants to do this and wants to do that, and you're like, what is that all about? You need to just actually, but you scrutinise it. Whereas now I'm like, it'll come with time. It's fine.
Keep on the right track.
10 out of 10 at the minute, like, so it's fine.
Yeah. But that's it. It's like your confidence. Like, where would you say your confidence was then?
If I really thought about it, I've always been like loud, but I would say that would have been to mask, like to see if anybody. You kind of put on like you don't put on a persona because that is just the way that I am. But it's like you make sure that you're loud so that other people couldn't say anything. If you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean by that? It's like. You could think, right, I'm not going to say anything about
You're going to say something before somebody else does.
Aye, that's it. That's what it is. So it's
you're going to make a funny joke.
Aye,
first.
That's what it's like. Whereas now I'm just loud in general. I'm just like, aye, that's fine. But I'm more kind of, definitely more confident. I still wouldn't be the type that's like, those overly confident people, and you're just like, oh, fuck up. I know one.
But it really,
no, I don't mean
I don't know any right now.
Do you know what? No, do you know those people that are like?
I don't believe there's anybody overconfident.
See if you don't believe it, it's you.
Yeah.
see if you don't.
No, but I don't. I think everybody's got something.
No, but you know those people that are so confident that they think they're better than other people. That's, I don't know. Is there a word for that? Cocky.
I don't know. I just have no judgment, maybe.
No, I'm joking. But like that's, you see those people. I'll never be like that, but. I do know that I've came a long way from where I was.
Your confidence.
I'm more sure about myself. That's what it is. I'm more kind of like assertive. Is that the way to say it? It's like, whenever you know about yourself, you know what you're capable of, you know what you can do. So you're confident in that. But you've
surrounded yourself with most of all the girls.
Yeah.
A lot of
and they are so good. Like they're really like.
And you just look out for each other.
Yeah.
And
like 100%.
And you just look out for each other, not just nights out.
No.
Like during the week, if you know somebody's going through something.
Yep.
You just reach out to each
other.
Yeah,
100%. No, we are really like that. We're just kind of like, we're just friends as well. And we're not like...
And like as a coach, you've told me and Siobhan things that you never have told anybody.
And it just kind of rolls off the tongue. You're just sort of like, yeah, that's I think it's because like there's
you need somebody to be honest with.
And there's no sort of like shock. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing shocking. I can tell you. There's
nothing.
Like nothing at all. Like I would say, there's nothing I could really tell Siobhan now that would shock her either. I just say all. I just tell all. And I know a lot of people are like that.
The thing about it is, you're not really telling us to shock us. You're opening up to us to let yourself know.
Yeah. Like there's absolutely nothing that's off limits.
Like I mean, anything we'd have conversations about,
Mm-hmm.
it's more that you're just opening up and more aware of yourself. You're more aware of the situation yourself.
Whenever it comes to like diet and fitness and stuff now, like I could openly just say whatever, and I know that it's like it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Whereas
You had a lot of questions around the nutrition.
Yeah.
We done like seminars and in-house seminars.
Yeah.
You brought some food with you
Yeah.
and scanned it in with the barcode.
Yeah.
MyFitnessPal training.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've done MyFitnessPal training. We've
Yeah.
done, you know, how to build your own diet.
Yeah.
We've done, that's all done through YouTube and
Yeah.
it's all recorded. We've done weekly meetups on
Yeah.
the Zoom.
Yeah.
That you turned up to.
I did.
You know,
I
there was a lot of learning there that we've done over years that I don't believe you would have got.
Definitely not. 100%. It takes a lot of patience. I know.
Yeah.
As for me, you're not supposed to agree so quickly. I
No,
mean, me as a
understand.
client,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of patience with me because I'm very like, no, I wouldn't say I'm negative thinking. I'm really not. I'm more just kind of like, is this really going to work, or is this going to do this, or whatever. But it's a lot of trial and error, and a lot of people think that it's like
one shoe fits all.
aye, and it's not. Like everybody
Yes.
has different lifestyles. Everybody has different things going on. Everybody, so what works for one person doesn't work
So
for another.
what you said there is you need to have a lot of patience
Yes.
with learning what works
Yes.
for you.
Especially if you're really impatient like me that expects you to
You
lose.
want results tomorrow.
Oh my god, if I could lose 6 stone in one night, I'd be grand, that's perfect.
But what do you do the next day?
Exactly. But that's what I mean. I see learning that takes so long. Like
That's the
you're
kind
like,
of answers I give you
I
whenever
know,
you said,
I know,
I'll
I
just
get
do it 6
so-
months.
I get so frustrated. I'm just like, nah. Whereas now I'm like, no, it does. It takes a long time, and it's for the rest of your life. It's not. You're not just gonna go to a gym for 6 months and then get down to whatever size and then never enter a gym ever again in your life and
Like
just sit at the house and think you're lethal. Like it's not gonna work. Like you need to just
You've went through job changes,
yes,
family things,
yeah,
different things have happened
yeah,
through the whole program.
yeah,
But never, this was a place you always knew.
yeah,
Them's my sessions.
100%.
Yes, I might have to change it for 2 weeks in the morning, which you did do.
Yeah.
Your shift work
If I
changed.
shift work, like, because I do days and nights, so and then I work during the week or at the weekends or whatever.
But you came to me these different times and I was like, fuck, life's going to end.
I know.
Connor, this is happening.
I know.
And I'm like, that's alright.
I know, because I was 9 to 5 for
And
a
you're
while.
like, why are you not upset?
I know. I was like, it was grand though. It was just like, yeah, it's fine. You can just go whatever, and just as long as you like let us know, and then we turn up. I turn up. You never really know. It's just sort of like, whatever I'm working that week. I've told Siobhan that I'm gonna like screenshot my shifts and just send them to her every week, so then she'll know when I'm there and when I'm not.
Yeah.
But that's what I like though, because I love being organised. So as long as I know, right, on this week I can do this, this, and this, and that's fine. And like life happens. Do you know what I mean?
And then obviously, I'm going to go on to like, obviously at the start we were doing boot camps, doing a lot of wee boot camp events. But we're very passionate about, as you know, I organise a lot of events. Sometimes just go on them myself, but I do organise them, and I like organising them not just for me but for everybody to take themselves out of the comfort zone of just getting stuck in that gym.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing that I'd like to teach people, especially clients.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, yes, you're doing the 3 sessions a week. You're at a stage now where we need to like take you out of that.
Yeah.
And we need to teach you, look, you need to get out and explore more things about fitness. Like you can do your, instead of 3 hours cardio, do 1 3-hour hike or 1 3-hour walk a week, which I'm a big believer in. Yeah, you have to do the weight training. Yes, you have to do the diet. But this is another side of it. And talk us through the first action day you done with us. You've done the dam a lot with us.
Yeah.
And you're doing the dam twice or 2 or 3 times a week now.
Yeah, the dam's fine. Absolutely fine. I most definitely draw the line at hiking. Like, no, I genuinely, like...
But you didn't.
It was fucking traumatising. It really, there was no two ways about it. Like, it literally rained from, I don't know, one other person.
So with there, when we were weighing the clock, just for anybody watching, we organised a hike for Sleeve Donard.
Yes.
Which is
that
outside,
name still gives me like shivers. I'm like, oh my god.
outside Newcastle. And
feels like it's on the fucking moon because the drive home.
Yes,
anyway,
2 hours to
right,
get there and
my
2
God.
hours back. And we took, there was like 16 of us.
There was a good crowd.
There was 16 of us. And we landed there, what, 5:30 in the morning?
I don't even know.
47.
It was awful.
And
spoiler alert, it was horrendous.
I actually put on the mind the Facebook post I done. In our Facebook group I put on like bring this and that, bring your hiking boots and make sure you're wearing waterproof clothes and.
You also wrote a shovel, can I please? But so I definitely thought it was for jokes. I've never been up a mountain in my fucking life, and I was just like, right, okay. So I turned up.
I wrote all this stuff, but I did write a shovel just for the laugh.
Well, you could have told me.
But Eimear turned up. Everybody turned up. Good, well prepared. Eimear turned up with a pair of Gymshark leggings and a pair of Nike runners.
Also, whoever took the group session to go and get fucking hiking boots, they could have fucking told me. It was like, literally, why did I not get this memo? Like, I refuse to put hiking boots on anyway. I don't care. I like, imagine if you were up a mountain.
Hey, you done it, no bother.
Right, well, I was hungover for a start. We'll just put that out there. And then I turned up with the hair down. And
the hair down?
Aye, the hair down. And
the hair wasn't even
up. I done it. It rained from the minute that I got out of that van to the minute I got back into it again. There was like puddles on the ground, so my full trainer was in it. It was like my ankles were after. Oh my god, I couldn't even feel my the lower body. I could not feel it. I was like, oh my Christ, it was absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, it rained for
the whole way down. I was like, nobody speak to me, and I think I was one of the first ones
down.
Bad,
were you?
I was like one of the first ones down, because I was like, oh my god.
What about this? Started to snow at the top.
It was horrendous. It was you couldn't even see a fucking finger in front of you whenever you get up there, so it was absolutely no point. Like, somebody could have shown me a screenshot of it now and I wouldn't even recognise it. And then it was like, stay for the photo, Eimear, stay. And he's like, oh my god, I can't even feel my fucking toes. No fingers. No. I was like, get me off here. I don't care who's in the photo and who's not. I done it. I did it.
Eimear looked at the top of the mountain and was like, turned and went back down. It was
awful. And I swear to god, I came down there looking like a woman possessed. My hair was curly for a start. And it was like ugly curly. It wasn't even like nice. And it was like, I'm pretty sure, like, it was awful. It was absolutely awful. I know now, but at least I've done it. If we think about it positively, at least I know that climbing mountains is not for me. It's not.
I thought you were going to say, at least I climbed a mountain.
It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. Anybody that says it is a liar. And it's just not.
I think you're going to do a normal.
I can probably guarantee. I can put my whole life savings on the fact that I'm not going to.
I'm going to put my life mission now to get Eimear to the next.
No, absolutely not. It's not happening. It's really not. I will try it though. I do try things.
We're getting there ready.
And to be fair, I can understand where you're coming from and the fact that, like, I would not have done that if it wasn't. I wouldn't even near have done that if it wasn't for that.
You would never have done that if
110%.
You would never have been in Newcastle.
No, and I'll tell you, I'll never be back. But at least I've been there. They've been graced with my presence. But it's like, no. But at least you know. Yeah. And like, I would never have taken myself there. Never in my life.
No, you would never. You will try another mountain. You will 100%. I believe you will. Like, you're doing the dam a couple of times a week.
I like that kind of stuff, but we'll put it down to a bad day. We will, because it's just.
You didn't give yourself a fighting chance. You had no waterproof gear. You didn't even have a proper coat.
I didn't.
I don't know, what type of coat did you wear?
A regatta. That was a tenner. And
but it was not waterproof.
It definitely didn't. I'm going to say something now and I don't know whether it's allowed. Definitely didn't zip past my daddies. Like, it definitely didn't.
What, does it not? So it didn't even, fuck me.
And a nice half zip and below that. No, it did fit me, but it's not that the coat doesn't fit me, it's just I'm ill proportioned.
The coat didn't fit.
It's not. Okay.
Right,
but it was bright green just in case I got fucking lost up there, so anybody could see me.
So you didn't bring a shovel, but you brought a bright green coat.
Exactly. And then I brought like it really wouldn't have been a good outfit. There was red trainers and a purple O'Neill's hat.
It was one of the weirdest days.
I also don't suit beanie hats. Like, I look like a burglar, so it's like awful. But I had to. I'm glad I did, because holy Lord of Almighty. But wasn't cute. It wasn't a good look.
So you had good fun.
No, I can't even think.
But you did, because
no. To be fair, the way up, the way down.
Anytime I seen you were smiling.
I was probably smiling through.
I think you smiled whenever you got to the van.
I definitely didn't smile with teeth. I was too afraid to show any skin that wasn't necessary, because I was going to get fucking hypothermia. Yeah, oh my god, it was unbelievable. I was like, holy Lord.
What other action days did you do?
I'm trying to think.
Well, you went for the cocktail night, the girls' cocktail night.
Oh, is that
Jesus, let's talk about that.
Oh my god,
let's see something you did enjoy, but you didn't.
Right, okay, so I got a bit too excited, and I ordered us all Long Island iced teas. That was the one that I chose to make, and everybody thought they were rotten, so they didn't drink them, and I drank them all, and I was lit. I I was.
You were posted.
And I was always like, I can drink more than anybody else. I can do it. I was in my bed for 8:30. But anyway,
8:30. What time did you go?
I don't even know. I don't want to know. Anyway,
6 o'clock.
I was 2 o'clock. Well, that's all right actually. I think it was
8:30.
in the taxi there and everything. Like I needed to just settle myself. Like, you'd think I'd never got out of the house. But anyway, so that was one day. So
in the Christmas parties.
Yes.
Obviously, there was no Christmas party in that. We had a mini Christmas party, but we'll not talk about that, last year. And the one before that was really good.
No, the one in the Belfry was really, really good, to be fair.
Yeah.
And then this year's will be very good as well.
Yeah, this year's will be good.
So it's just like...
But just do look forward to the event nights.
100%, yeah.
Because
we do like all that kind of stuff.
We do wee nights out too.
Mm-hmm. I would just like to say also, we went to the Christmas markets on Saturday and I definitely redeemed myself. I had many, many pints and many, many BB Guinnesses, and I was fine.
And
so I can drink.
Hey, you're not a calorie counted.
No,
and you're still living the day.
Calorie counts don't count in the Christmas markets. The calories don't exist.
Oh, they don't. They just stop there.
No, but there was a man whisking there for I don't even know how long per man. He must have been selling a whisk, like, but it was for hours. But I had at least, I'm going to say at least 8 pints, at least. And then I had a few Malibus. Where was I running with them? For I don't normally drink Malibu.
Maybe thought you were in the Bahamas.
There was a bit of pineapple in them too. I was like, and then I had many, many BB Guinnesses, and I was absolutely fine. So I am the best drinker.
Yeah.
In Focus Gym.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you do enjoy your nights out too?
100%. Like, no, we do. Like, we all have a good crack.
Quite a lot.
But like, do you know what it is though? Our nights out are always so funny. Like, you'd be in tears laughing, and we're like, do you know, like those like hellions that you just see out that genuinely don't care what everyone else thinks? That's us. So it's like,
Focus Gym coming.
Like 100%. Like, we just don't care. We just think it's funny, and that's what it is. That's what I like. That's why I like going out with them. And then do you know the way some people as well go out and get really, really drunk? I.e. me at the City Hotel, and they would have the fear and wouldn't be able to come back places or anything like that there, and then people would be like, do you know what you done or whatever? Not that I don't know anything because I couldn't even fucking speak, but it was like, you can come back in here, nobody cares, everybody just laughs.
Yeah. Oh,
do you know what I mean? Like, everybody's just sort of like, aye, whatever, who cares? And that's genuine. There's nobody being like, oh my god, did you see whoever? Yes. Like, nobody cares. It's just like, fuck it, who cares? Like, that's what we're like. I don't know about anyone else, but it's like that's why we all like it though.
So what's the next thing for Eimear?
Well, it's Christmas now, so we may forget about any sort of great achievements. But after Christmas...
But let's talk about that there. Like, it is Christmas. So, like, the thing about Focus Coaching, the program you're on, you never stop the Christmas.
No.
This is your third Christmas with
Yes.
us. This is your third turkey with us.
Yes, it is. Great. But, like, that's...
But in fairness, whenever you started, you did not think you were going to... Like,
110%. Like, definitely not. If you'd have told me that then, I would have been like, no.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of... I started going to boot camps, and that's what it was. You just start speaking to people, and, like, they just are good crack. Nobody's good at crack as me, like, but they're up there. They're all right.
So what does December look like for you? Like the routine structure?
I'll still do the exact same. I'll just go on.
But you'll have your.
Yeah, you can still have all your nights out, and you can have all your like stuff like that, and it's not the end of the world. Yeah. Like, it's not. It's fine. Like, life happens.
And I guess we try and teach us.
Yeah. And I think it's the fact that we don't keep it a secret. Do you know what I mean? You're not like, oh no, I wasn't that bad, and then you're like, oh, like, let's be serious here.
Be honest with yourself.
You just say, because that's the thing though.
That's what the group is.
Yeah. So you just say, like, yeah, I had that or this and whatever, and like, it's Christmas.
Yeah, and if you need help, you say, look, this is
exactly. So I don't know what else after that. I think I'm just gonna actually get my head down, and then we'll do another podcast in a year, and I'll be sitting here like the side of a fiver, and everybody will be like, Jesus, she didn't drink anymore. That's what it is.
No more Malibus.
Aye.
Or just Malibus.
Aye. Right enough. And then that'll be it. And that's what we'll do, another one in a year. And I'll be like, And also, it'll not be after leg night. So I'll not be looking like this because, you know, I do have a reputation to keep.
Yeah.
It's not a very good one, but I do have to keep one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what would you say to somebody that is on the fence of getting started?
See, if you're sitting and you think that you couldn't do it, which is a lot of people would be like looking at videos of things that we do and stuff like that and be like, I couldn't do that. There's always an alternative. There's never like anybody looking at you being like, oh, they can't, because we all started somewhere. We all had to do that. There was all stages whenever we couldn't do that. And I would have rathered the fact that I used to go on a treadmill for 25 minutes by myself, and you didn't have a clue what was going on. It's a very like lonely place to be.
Yeah.
So if you come in and you speak to other people and you be able to, you know, you're all kind of in the same thing together, it would be a lot easier. Like I wish I would have had something like this at the start, and then I would have went here, but there, you know, I lived in Dundee, but like it's really like it's not a place to be feared. Like, do you know what I mean? You just try stuff and you do it, and that's just it. Like there's people in there that thought that they could have never ever done stuff, and they can now, and you see them do it and you're actually so glad for them.
But by stuff you mean go to a gym, train in a gym,
but like even
do a
the
deadlift,
stuff, and that's what I mean,
like do a walk and lunge.
Exactly. Like there's loads
but
of
the biggest
stuff.
thing is there is be part of something.
Yes, definitely.
A lot of people have had this belief that they don't allow themselves to be part of it.
Yeah, and I think they think that they're not that they're not good enough to be part of it, but it's like I think people get the wrong perception of people that are like really like going to a gym and really like doing stuff that it's like.
And they think me and you's mad.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and they may be right, but like not about just the gym.
Me and you are mad.
That's grand.
But
that's fine.
We're happy with it.
Exactly.
But the fact is that you have a routine and a structure that makes you feel good about you.
Yes. And if you think about it too, those sessions, those clips from sessions, that's whenever we're hard at it. You know, you're not eased into it at all, but like you're like. Do you know what I mean though? Like you're not just thrown in and just said right, do that, and then that's it, and somebody just stands there and looks at you if you can't do it. That's like, it's not like that at all. It's just like it's good crack, like it is, to be fair. But like Siobhan will always, if there's something that somebody can't do, which is fine, there'll be an alternative for it. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. It's not, you know. Yeah,
because at the start, like mobility, range of motion, like all these types of things. Stretching, like every session, it's like if you do that every session 3 times a week for the next 3 years, something's going to change.
Exactly. And do you know what it is though too? It's not even to do with mobility. For a lot of people, it's fear. Because you're lifting heavy stuff and you're, you know, can I do this? Can I not do this kind of thing? So
how does it feel whenever you do beat your PBs?
Literally class.
What is your PBs?
What is my PBs? What can I deadlift? 137.5, and I can squat 160. I can bench. I don't even know. 70? 80? And I can overhead 60. Feared of it going on the face, you see.
So that's flat bench press, overhead press, squat, and then if we do different tests, we do cardio tests, we do mini box step, which you can do in 5 minutes and all that. We do all different types of tests, just to make sure the clients are getting progress.
And I think that's like a very visual way for you to see that you're improving. You can, there can be some people that can be like, oh, I don't
it's
really
not just the
see it.
skills.
I don't really. No, if you could have deadlifted 110 and now you can deadlift 137.5, that is an improvement. You can see that there. That's there for you to see.
But if you deadlifted, what were you deadlifting before you started?
Oh Jesus, barely. I remember I couldn't even get over 100. I was like,
before you started here.
I was feared. It was fear.
And what were you squatting?
Definitely not over 100. Was feared. Was really, really feared. And I was like, no. But now it's good enough. Strong legs on me.
So
that's your lot. That's all your wisdom from me for the evening. Thank you very much.
So guys, Eimear is, like, if you're listening to this, Eimear is just like normal girl who came to us. Wanted structure. wanted structure. Wanted results fast, but understood through the process you can get there. And created a massive part. Eimear's a massive part of our community, and we're a massive part of her lifestyle. Everybody with